Ask not what Beast Wars can do for you, but what you can do for Beast Wars.
Too much Energon.
Too much Energon, like this podcast.
The beasts are here, McLeod, for the gathering.
Freedom is the right of all sentient beings, Megatron.
Then they'd better stay out of my way. Blah, 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 blah. Beast Wars once and for all.
Big time Gary himself.
Man, these things look like toys.
Maximal! Maximal! Does that mean transform?
Titor, what have you done? I am transformed.
Sigma balls, Gary! No, not that. Ah!
Welcome, listeners, to episode 109 of Too Much Energon, the podcast where two dudes talk about Beast Wars shit and talk shit about Beast Wars. I am one of your hosts, NeoCal, and guest with me, special interview with
And
Siege.
I am Siege and Wesson 38 Special.
Oh, shit.
At your service, partner.
Damn. Thank you for making this recording.
I actually changed my name on Twitter because as I mentioned last week on the last episode of the podcast, I just turned 38 recently, and I changed my name on Twitter to Siege and Wesson 38
I just got
Special.
it. 38 Special.
That's
almost.
a real pilgrim's sidearm there, partner.
Mm-hmm. And we're covering the Ascending today.
Yeah, so my for an update on what's going on with my my throat. My voice is almost back to normal now. It's almost there. But my throat is still sore. And last week I discovered a lump on my throat, which immediately I'm like, "Oh god, I have throat cancer. This explains everything. I'm going to die."
Right?
Finally.
Wouldn't have thought it was this way, but here we go.
Yeah,
Might as well take him smoking again.
Yeah, smoking, drinking, and whoring. Regular old Saturday night for me. No, so I went to the hospital the next day. I was there for like 5 hours. And I get in to see a doctor. And I'm like, yeah, I've had a sore throat. My voice has been fucked up for like over 2 weeks now. And yesterday I just found a lump on my throat. And the doctor he's like, that's a really long time to have a sore throat. And I'm like, yeah. So he does the whole like say ah thing, and he examines my throat, looks at the back of my throat, and he's like, oh, I don't see any like fungal or pus buildup back there. And I'm like, well,
That's good.
Good. He's like, now where's this lump on your throat? And so I show him where it is, and he's like, huh, so there is a lump on your throat. Does it hurt? And I was like, yes, especially when you press on it like that. And he's like,
How about now?
huh, that's really odd. I'm like, so what are you thinking? He's like, well, see, I really don't know. I'm gonna test you for some common things like strep and mono, and well, because the lump just showed up on your throat yesterday. Let's just wait another couple of weeks, and if it doesn't go away, then come back. And I'm like, this is what my this is the public health care that my tax money is paying for.
This is where we're at right now. Well, come back in if it's still there in a couple of weeks. And
Well, my throat still hurts. The lump is still there. It still hurts. And well, big gulps, huh? Cool. Well, see you later. That was basically, I waited 5 hours to basically get that from a
Throat
fucking
lumps, huh?
doctor.
Well, See you later.
Oh God, that's oh fuck. Another thing that's happened that's gone on since the last episode was yesterday. I was sitting on the bus at the downtown shithole exchange
As one does when they are stuck in limbo.
when they are stuck in the island shithole that I'm in right now. So I was sitting on the bus waiting for it to leave.
Get your bingo cards ready
to go to
folks.
work, and all of a sudden I see this one crackhead like run after these two other crackheads with a shovel, just fucking swinging it around. And he ends up cornering the two of them that he's chasing, and one of them is straight up has a pipe, and he's like kind of like thrusting it forward, like in a like back I say sort of way, as this guy is like swinging this fucking shovel around, and I'm like, and this is like pretty much right outside my bus too. And so I just have my phone at the ready. I'm like, for the love of God, please just start beating the living shit out of each other. Please. Just ready to hit record. Unfortunately...
And you pulled out your air horn and yelled, "World Star!"
No, and then I put on my referee t-shirt and just slid like right out the bus.
Grab the pipe from the one guy.
No, with the hardcore championship, WWF hardcore championship, like over my shoulder.
Nice.
Or if they had started fighting, whichever one like got knocked down, then I would put a ref shirt on someone else and grab them and like run over and like dive down and like pin the guy.
1, 2, and then the other guy pushes you off.
Oh, 2.5.
Oh, come on, ref. And then while you're busy like arguing with the ref, come on, and like making a big deal of it, the guy
I get
with the chair,
schoolboyed.
or that. Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't watch wrestling, a schoolboy is it's a maneuver in wrestling where like from behind someone like grabs your legs and like rolls you down and puts you into a rolling pin. It's called a schoolboy.
Yeah, usually your legs are above you.
Yeah, it's very common in pro wrestling when someone's distracted, usually arguing with the ref about something.
Well, we got kind of a schoolboy situation here in the Ascending.
Do we?
With 30 to 50 feral hogs. Well, mostly just one.
And on that note, this is episode 108 of Too Much Energon. And
109,
this week...
108?
Oh, no, it's 109, right?
It's one of those.
It's 109. We covered this just before just before we started recording. It's episode 109 of Too Much Energon. And this week we are talking about Beast Wars The Ascending. I can't not do the con shonnery.
Yeah, nobody can. Nobody can resist.
Beast Wars The Ascending, Connor. Issue number 3, which was originally released on December 12th of 2007. 2007 was a wild year for me.
What the heck happened in 2007 for me? I don't think I yet arrived in ye old shithole.
Yeah.
I didn't. No, I wasn't working at Blockbuster yet.
Yeah, this would have been about a year before we met.
Yeah, which makes sense. Yeah, I was about fast forward. Shit, yeah, half a year. Start working at Blockbuster.
Yeah.
I hope you had the time of your life.
Yeah, 2007. I was 2007. I was 22, and I did a lot of partying, did a lot of clubbing, did a lot of drugs, had a lot of sex.
Do a little dance, make a little love, work at Blockbuster tonight.
No, this was just before. I was working at Movie Gallery at the time.
Ooh, Movie Gallery.
Yeah. which is now a thrift store.
Aren't they all?
I mean, as far as video stores go, like the movie gallery of all places becoming a thrift store kind of makes sense. The Blockbuster we used to work at is now a bulk barn.
Oh, the Blockbuster nearest to where I am right now became uh half of it became a bank and half of it became a Little Caesars.
Weird, wild.
Nobody wants to spend
Which,
money on physical things anymore.
where was that anyway?
Oh,
Because I didn't live in Victoria when during the Blockbuster days, so like what part, like
right.
where were they?
So run along now, local talk. Hillside Mall.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Across from that, you
Oh,
know, there's the
okay.
Dairy Queen,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Not that little strip mall. The one, if you keep going, like down that like building, at the very corner was that Blockbuster, but now it's Little Caesars or something like that.
It's Little Caesars. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, local talk, but I used to live the last place I lived in Victoria for several years. Was like a 15-minute walk from
Yeah, you were a
Hillside
stone
Mall.
toss from where the old Blockbuster was.
So I used to hit up that I used to walk to Hillside Mall all the time, and I would hit up that Little Caesars on the regular,
Hell yeah.
especially if I had a buzz going on and was just hungry and just wanted like cheap, like shitty pizza.
Man, there's nothing like their $5 personals.
Although they're more expensive than that now.
They're probably like $10 now.
Yeah, if you just get a plain pepperoni, I think it's like $7 now. But
Oh,
like if you
that's
want,
not bad.
yeah, if you want something like ham and pineapple or whatever, it's gonna
Then
be like
shut up.
it's gonna be like 10 or $11. I really like their pizza sauce.
Pizza sauce is decent. There's some sort of additive they put on their crazy bread.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but goddamn.
I would always get a side of, and their pizza sauce, you can get it as a side in these like actually like quite large like plastic containers. They're like little bowls basically. It's not those like little like cups that you get from like
Yeah, I
Domino's or
remember.
whatever. No, these are like plastic like containers. And they call it crazy sauce.
Crazy sauce. Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah, they call it crazy sauce. It's like it's like $2 or $3, but it's like a big portion.
Look at
And
these spider titties going on here. Oh, no, sorry, you can't see. It's
damn
YouTube safe.
titties. Is that a
Yeah.
spider?
Uh, well, it's definitely a predacon of some sort.
Yeah,
Maybe
what?
not a spider, because I thought up here they
Right.
have like extra eyes on top, but maybe not.
Let's figure out. All right, I'm on the TF wiki right now. Let's figure out who these are. Um,
One of them looks like the uh the Tasmanian kid, or is that? Maybe it's not. There's a lot of beasties I'm not recognizing here. I'm not a
yeah.
good
Uh,
Oh, Jesus Christ, excuse me. I'm not a good Beast Wars fan.
their name is Antagony.
Antagony? Oh, and they're an ant.
Yeah.
Ooh, Antagony. So
Uh,
all of the Predacon women are busty dominatrixes, is what you're
okay, so
telling me.
the toy of Antagony was a redeco of Inferno.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, cool. Today I learned there's a character named Max B.
Max B?
Yeah.
Max behave. Okay, so I'm looking at
Shockarock.
Antagony.
Shockarocks, Chocolat's Heralds. Okay. Yeah, this is great. This is
Ah,
great audio, folks. I'm literally just like reading wiki pages as we're recording.
yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, this is the kind of quality content
Well, I like
you can
this
expect.
interpretation of Antagony. Let me tell you, what is this, an alt cover? There's some extra art in the back pages.
The Dinobot looking character at the end's name is Hardhead.
Oh, that's who that is. Hardhead. Oh God.
I'm looking at a picture of the toy of Hardhead and on the TF wiki, and the beast mode face. His mouth is open and his eyes are just like
He's doing a little
his eyes are just like looking up.
Hardhead.
Yeah. Oh. Oh God, I don't know why I find that so funny.
I'm going in.
It's definitely based on the Dinobot toy mold, but like the head is slightly different. Oh, yeah, and the legs are different too. Okay, so like the engineering is it reuses some parts, yeah.
It's a little different.
That beast mode face just oh, it just kills me. Beast Wars: The Ascending.
We did it. We ascended, folks. We found the heralds.
All right, and that has been episode 109 of
Thanks,
Too Much
guys.
Energon.
Be afraid. Be very afraid. Be afraid.
So you notice we've been probably recording for like a good like half hour or so now.
About?
And we haven't actually started talking about the comic yet.
Why not?
And that's what I was going to ask you, good sir. Why do you feel we're not talking about the comic?
Because both of us didn't read it, or worse, because both of us did read it.
Right on the money, right there.
TLDR, we get Hog Wild. Lyo Convoy and the gang wrestle a wild hog.
And some other dudes wrestle.
We believe in you.
Some other dudes wrestle that like flying angle slam bug in the sky.
Oh yeah. They wrestle him down, and I guess through their mutual enemy, also Ravage trying to explain. They just go, oh well, we good people on both sides. Let's be friends for now. Okay, everybody hop in Lyo Convoy's like ship, and we're going back to Cybertron.
Well, I think you might be a little too extreme in some of your views on, them gays and them other folks. But enemy of my enemy is my friend, and we both hate those libtards.
And
yeehaw.
Well, at least we can all agree we hate the trans metals, right? Guys? Anyone? Hey, no, don't leave without me. They leave Rhinox behind. We're not that far off. They do leave a bunch of guys behind. Oh, and for some reason, because like, I don't know, they needed to fill out the pages, they're like, but wait, this angry evil wasp isn't the only one. There's these guys. And two guys appear out of nowhere.
It's like, why didn't they just all go there at the same time?
Wouldn't that have been more
strength in numbers?
And then two more show up, and they're like, "Ooh, Venom," or sorry, "Ooh, Bane," and because he's inspired, it's like that whole like mind control thing. I can fight it. Go on without me. And Lyo Convoy, and I did like those pages. He like picks up his face, kisses him on the forehead, and he's like, "You're a good warrior. You're a good boy. Go, be free." And
in this comic, they do that stupid fucking trope that I can't stand.
Exactly. That's what I've been trying to blurt out. Yeah.
That stupid trope that I can't stand. Where
you're
it's like
stronger than this.
Yeah, where a person is like under the influence of something and
poison, mind control. They're about to die.
They're about to mutate into something. Whatever. It's a trope. But a person who
and they hulk up and they mind over matter.
Who is out of control, not in control of themselves, and someone is just like, listen, if you're still in there, you need to fight this. Oh, you're right. Okay, I don't know how long I can fight this, but fuck, even the Beast Wars cartoon did that with slasher movie
with
Gary.
yeah, I could control it for now.
Titor, what have you done? The episode where that line is from.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
But that being said, even though that, oh man, that episode is better than this issue.
Yeah.
I thought it was turning around. Like 1 was bad, 2 was less bad, 3 was like okay, and then like sorry, 2 like sorry, 1 was bad, 2 was okay,
last
3
issue was
would be
pretty
great.
good, yeah.
But
Now the
I actually can't
pendulum
think of anything we missed.
the pendulum swung back the other way. There's a shot of break.
Angle slam.
There's a shot of break that made me laugh, and I actually like.
Oh my god, there's 2.
Took
Yeah.
a picture of it and sent it to Cal on Discord. There's a shot of break with his like little in beast mode with his little penguin fins on his hips.
And he's like, what is he doing? He's like,
it's just such a hilarious shot to me.
he's like, they're part of the pack, see? Yeah, I need to fucking save that shit.
Oh yeah, and there's some bullshit on Cybertron with Chocolat being like, I need more drugs. Give me more drugs. All of the
Bring
drugs.
me the all moist. Is that what it's called? The poison?
Give me all of the I need to give me all of the angle slams. And then he like fucks off and is like, I'm in charge. They're like, no, you've had enough. And he's like, I'm in charge. And
I've slammed 5 4 locos and I'm ready to fuck you up.
And then he leaves and they're like, oh, the vessel doesn't seem to understand that he's just a vessel for something greater. And then we get a shot. We get a shot of unicorn panda puffs in the sky.
Oh right, yeah. And
Okay.
then a bunch of his minions like pop through portals. So much happens that none of it. When a lot happens, I'm always impressed, but the things happening need to matter.
Well,
TLDR, people shake hands and they like jump back to Cybertron.
and also there's some stuff with like Troy Convoy.
Oh yeah.
Big Convoy. Conflation of Troy Baker and Big Convoy for anyone keeping up. Troy Convoy. So Troy Convoy and his like IAD cops are like looking around for the source of the angle slam and
Testing white powder
with
their tongue. This all moist is 24 hours old.
This is a pure brick of angle slam heroin right here. All right, there's okay, so we got
put that in evidence.
We got 6 bricks here. All right, you grab the duffel bag. All right, 1 in there, 1 in the bag, 2 in the bag, 3 in the bag, 1 in my back pocket, 4, 5 in the bag.
And mum's the word.
And like Tasmanian Kid is like, Big Convoy, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm gonna use this as currency on the streets.
This is how it works here.
This is how it works. We negotiate. We use this as leverage to negotiate deals with gangbangers to get bigger, to catch bigger criminals. I just rewatched through The Shield, folks.
I was gonna say you either started watching The Shield or Training Day.
Yeah, yeah. I just finished rewatching, doing an entire rewatch through The Shield recently.
Piano of Still Dre starts. That's it.
Remember in the 2000s, it was such a trend on television for shows to end with like some like sad sack like song with accompanying a montage of like characters doing things, and there wouldn't be any sound effects or whatever. Remember that? Even The Shield did that.
Yeah.
The Shield did that.
That was a weird trend.
That was a trend. Like fucking every show did that during the 2000s at some point. Every drama. I'm glad we're not there anymore.
I wonder who's to blame.
Um, I don't know. Probably The Sopranos would be my guess. I'll just blame everything on The Sopranos.
What did we miss for the issue 3 of the Ascending? Oh, at the very end, they go, "It is time. It is time for the Ascending." And then that meme of DiCaprio, like sitting on the couch, like pointing. It's like, they did it. They said the thing.
Did they?
I guess the Ascending is like making Bane, giving this, like, who are they giving it to again? What's their name?
Chocolat?
Yeah. Shockaract.
Shockarat. Yeah, Shockaract.
Shockaract. Shockaract. And I guess their big grand slam is get him so fucking hyped on these drugs that he just roids through everyone. The whole series, is that what it's about? Getting this fucking junky drugs?
Let's get ready for the Ascending!
I guess that's the big, and everybody needs to gang together. But maybe there's something coming, like Unicron or a portal or whatever.
On the subject of Unicron, and I didn't mention this, I haven't mentioned this before, but like while I was reading the issue, I'm kind of tired of everything revolving around Unicron.
But not directly. Just
Yeah.
like, oh, but like, oh, in the background, he's there. Kingdom
Oh,
did this.
yeah. Oh, the Chaos Bringer is coming. It's
Oh,
like
he will look out because he's
like that
gonna
motherfucker.
come.
It's like, but that motherfucker got blown up in 2005 in Transformers the movie. Just let it go. He was
Let it
cool
go.
in that movie, but we don't need to keep circling back to Unicron. Not fucking everything needs to involve Unicron. The last
And it's
Transformers
it feels
movie.
like a cop out to have him ominously in the background. It doesn't make your story better.
That movie, Transformers The Last Night, involved Unicron. And
How?
apparently,
Because he's dead in that verse. Isn't he?
no, I think if I remember correctly, it turns out like I watched that movie once. Like,
Well, that makes one of us.
I watched it once when I was really drunk one night on Netflix.
Okay.
And I think like they teleport Cybertron into Earth's orbit, and then Cybertron turns out to be Unicron, and like Quintessa has something to do with it, and uh, Optimus Prime like has ex King Arthur's sword Excalibur that's like big, and like there were Decepticon Nazis in World War II, and that movie's fucking dumb. um, but and apparently Transformers Rise of the Beast, there have been people who claim that they've been to screenings, which take it with a big grain of salt, but sometimes these turn out to be true. But apparently the thing the Terrorcons want to do in that movie is summon Unicron. And it's like,
Yeah.
I mean, Unicron was referenced in the Beast Wars cartoon, but like the way they did it was like the aliens. Back when the aliens were actually still like a really intriguing and cool like threat.
Yeah.
They appeared as a like physical construct looking like Unicron's head just because they like scanned it from Gary Primal's like data tracks. So like that's fine. That's not actually Unicron, but that still like references Unicron in a fun way. We don't need everything to involve Unicron in Transformers. I'm sorry. Let's do other
Finance.
things.
Yeah,
Sorry.
like
Sorry, that's my Unicron rant.
it's a good rant. Honestly, like it. And here's the thing, when you start making stories, like, I'm sorry, the Ascending is bad. It's fucking bad. It's the worst. But the art is so fucking good. So here's the thing. When you start tiptoeing around the canon so much, like, why did this have to be on planet Energon?
Yeah,
Right?
it
Like,
didn't.
when you tip around the canon and you don't want to change the canon and you tiptoe around it so much that you have to make your own plot holes, in order to not jeopardize the canon, and you start going backwards and forwards through time and space and back and forwards in time and space, and oh, and now there's like a zombie virus, oh, and like makes them super strong, and like, oh, and Unicron's here too. Stop. Like, it doesn't make any sense that the universe, like the galaxy, would be in danger and they wouldn't go and get the other Maximals and Predacons, right? But they're just like, oh no, we need to let these events play out, but we all can leave because we're from a slightly different like timeline.
Yeah, and like, what the fuck does any of this even have to do with Planet Energon?
None. It
Nothing.
does not have to take place here. Not only that, it could have taken place on Cybertron or just another jungle planet.
Yeah.
In fact, I bet it hurts more because here's the thing: the part where they were trying to like grab Megatron, Beastie's Megatron, to bring him back, that at least was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
But outside of that, it's like, what's happening here? Is the galaxy in danger or not? And if it is, like, go get the rest of the dudes. I don't know, man. I don't know.
And I don't like the idea that like characters can just time travel all willy-nilly.
There are people, they're individuals, Predacons that are like the harbingers or the lackeys of All Moist.
The heralds of Chocolat.
They literally just appear in the sky through like lightning rifts. And they go, we have more, sir. And they're holding big green canisters of ooze.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, so there are individual, like, that affect just the individual? That kind of throws all the canon about needing transwarp coils out the window, which are bigger than an individual most of the time. So why do you need the transwarp cores, the drives, on a whole ship? Remember, they're rare too. Megs and his gang stole a ship and sabotaged the other ships capable of transwarp, and it was only the Maximal science vessel, the Axelon, that was able to follow them through in time because all the rest were like sabotaged or not close enough to follow the transwarp signal. But individuals can jump through time and space and come back with ooze?
I don't
Fuck
like
off.
that.
It makes going around, and there's no reason for it. Why not just look on Cybertron for more? Why go throughout anyways, that the more plot holes are introduced so that it doesn't affect the canon, the worse it gets. And at the page, and we're both thinking of the same one, where it shows individuals with their own little warps just coming out of nowhere, and they're like, sir, we have more. I'm like, cool, so these motherfuckers can... Here's the thing. Go back in time, take it from yourself when you had it, go back in time again, take it from that person again, and you end up duplicating the same fucking thing. Go back in time, a little bit less in time, and take it from you that took it from you that took it from you, and then all of yous in the past that stole it from the previous yous apply to the same dimension, and now you have infinite canisters. I just broke, like, that's how it works, right?
There's
now you have infinite canisters that each one stole from the previous you a little bit of time before. So time, like, where are they getting these things from anyway? I understand that I'm going into an ignorant, and maybe they're much better if I know exactly what the angle moist is and all of this shit, but I doubt it. I doubt it.
There's an episode in I think it might have been in season 3 of Red versus Blue. Remember Red versus Blue, people?
Back in my day, we used to watch the Halos on the YouTubes.
Back in my day, we had to go to redversusblue.com because YouTube didn't even exist.
Oh shit!
Red versus Blue predates YouTube. Yeah, it started in 2003, and I believe YouTube launched in 2005.
Yeah.
Wow. But yeah. Back in the Newgrounds days.
Back in the Newgrounds days. Not my proudest faps, but
There's an episode of Red versus Blue where I think it's and folks, I haven't watched this in like at least a decade at this point, so I'm just going by memory. But
Okay,
there's an
okay.
episode of Red versus Blue where I think it's Church is like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back, or I'm gonna do this," and like if it doesn't work, and they're like, someone's like, "Well, what if it doesn't work?" He's like, "Well, if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna go back in time and warn myself to do something else." And so he's like, okay, so I'm gonna go do this, and all of a sudden another version of him just pops up, and he's like, no, don't do it, it's not gonna work. And it just becomes this like this thing, and eventually like the base that they're in is just full of different of like dozens of churches, and then one of them is like, okay, so wait, what if I, and another one pops up, he's like, yeah, don't even bother.
And that's what
So
we got going here.
that's that. So that thing that you were talking about just made me think of that.
And it feel so it's weird. Can you go back in time and interact with yourself? Yes, no. In this world, you know what? I'm giving way to who cares? I don't care. Never mind. Don't care.
Fair,
Doesn't
fair.
matter. They got the angle moist. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Chocolat is all in roid rage, and Unicorn Panda Puffs
Death
is
Clock is playing in the background.
Unicorn Panda Puffs is in the sky, blasting.
Awaken, 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 awaken.
Yeah,
Take the moist that must be taken.
blast. Yeah, Unicorn Panda Puffs is in the sky. Is in the sky blasting Death Clock over a loudspeaker.
And
And then all of a sudden you
and then
hear
the ship blows up.
and then all of a sudden you hear glass shattering. Dun, 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 dun.
My God, is that Primal? I thought
that-
he was in a different timeline.
Oh, look at this! Look at this! It's Primus himself.
Oh fuck! At this point, please just fucking go nuts. If the last issue of this can redeem itself, if it just throws all sense out the window, like gives Cheetor like a steel chair, like fucking just goes all out and have every single transformer in the entirety of the fandom in just one big slobber knocker. Might as well.
Yeah.
But this is from the Beasties timeline.
Sorry,
So they're all Maximals and Predacons. And
Sorry, I got-
Predicus agent.
I got distracted by my pay stub for my upcoming paycheck being emailed to me. Now, this is something I'm going to talk about because this is much more worthy of a rant than the bullshit going on in this comic. I had to go to work an hour early the other day for like a stupid staff meeting that ended up, which the management's heart was in the right place. I get it, but like it was mostly just like reiterating things we all knew. It was like a supervisor / manager meeting. It was just telling us things we all knew anyway. So it was like, all right, well, whatever. Okay, yeah, cool. Anyone have anything to add? No, we're good. Okay, let's go. So, anyways, yeah. So I ended up working a 9-hour day because of that, and well, I just got my pay stub. And
Wouldn't you know it?
That 1 hour of overtime resulted in me getting paid less because of taxes.
Mm-hmm.
It resulted in me getting paid less than what I normally would. That is fucking bullshit and a half right there. And the next time they're like, hey, come, we need you to do an extra hour because reasons, I'm going to be like, no.
Yeah. One thing I've always struggled with at the workplace is, like a part-timer or like one of the full-time people or whatever they'd all kind of end up calculating whether it was how much OT they needed to make it worthwhile.
Right.
And one guy would be like, basically like none. Right. And they'd like ask him to come in and he's like, no, I get paid less. And it's like, well, like, and management and salary people like don't get it. It's like their brain switches off into manager mode, and they can't
Well, and they get paid
relate to
salary, so it's like
they
it doesn't
can't
matter.
relate to a wagey anymore.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, on taxes, like it's all the same. And it's like, in taxes, I'll make more and I'll like get like more back. And overall throughout the year, I guess, yeah, sure. But for the people that like need the money or make payments or
Live
need
paycheck to
rent or, like,
paycheck,
whatever,
which is
which
most
is the
people
most of fucking society.
nowadays.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just weird. People either completely get it or they don't at all. There's no, oh, how does that work? People like at all.
Right.
And
Yeah.
That's Angle Slam versus the All Moist. And Krispy Kreme and Unicorn and our favorite character Razor Beast is hulking out in the background. And
there's one shot that I found really funny where Razor Beast is like that, like they Lyle Convoy and the gang are like trying to get back to their ship, and he's like we'll have to leave the wounded because we have limited space. And I'm like, okay, so you're gonna leave the wounded, and he's like, and we'll send a ship to get them later. I'm like, okay, so you're gonna leave the wounded there with like a couple of like angle slammed like roid freaks who are going crazy attacking everything.
yeah, and not only that, on the page before, he's like, we're part of the pack. We leave no one behind. You what? But you just okay. If you say so. I mean, you literally are, but sure.
So
why even include that in the story? Why not just assume everybody gets on the ship? And it's because they're really hurting for filling these pages in, apparently.
yeah, I guess. But what made me laugh was like as they're trying to get back to the ship, the what the fuck was the name?
The rabbit?
No, the name of the ship.
Oh,
The Yukikaze or something.
something like that. The
Something like
Yukikaze.
Anyway, so the Maximals are trying to get back to the ship, and like the heralds of the heralds of Panda Puffs or whatever are attacking, and Razor Beast shows up and is like, "Go! I'll hold them off as long as I can. Just go!" And Lyle Convoy is like, "Razor Beast, I'm proud of you," and he like salutes him. There's a shot of him just saluting. Which I don't know. This is a shot of like fucking Lyle Convoy saluting. Cracked me up.
It's either going to be Break or that shot of Lyle Convoy that makes the thumbnail.
100%. It's probably going to be Break. Yeah. But yeah,
there's some great. There's a part where Break is like yelling, and he's like, "Come on, it's not that hard. Like, just hold on to him." And because all the Maximals are trying to wrangle, roided up Razor Beast,
and Break
What are
isn't
you
even in
doing,
robot
bro?
mode fighting. He's just in penguin mode, just
yeah,
like
he's delegating and like pointing at them. And I understand you're just a penguin, but like, if you're on the side and I'm like doing like a physical labor job and I'm like slipping, and you don't come over and like help me like lift whatever it is I'm like lifting or whatever, and you just go, no, don't drop it, idiot.
put your
You're
back
not
into
helping.
it, man.
Yeah. Put your back into it, man. Chop chop. And I just think it's like funny that he's like shit talking people into wrangling better, and he's like standing on the side. Maybe he's pecking at his ears. Caw. Wait, they don't say caw. What do penguins say?
I don't know. Moo.
Let's go with moo. They're black and white, right?
Right, exactly. They're sea cows.
Yeah. I mean, sea cows are sea cows, but wait, if penguins are the sea cows, then what are manatees?
Penguins are well-dressed sea cows.
Right.
They're in tuxedos.
Yeah. All right. We're going to start to devolve into madness, folks. Here on Too Much Energon. We rate things. on a 3-tier system.
Just
Too much
break in
energy
beast
scale.
mode with his fins like on his hips.
I really like that. He's got his like fins on his hips. I mean, penguins don't have hips, but it's still pretty funny of an image.
I get amused by like the dumbest things.
That was good. I laughed at that. He's part of the pack. Squaw. Do they say squaw? Do they? Meanwhile, like Razor Beast is like foaming at the mouth and like fighting for his life, and he's like, "Godspeed, you son of a, you beautiful son of a bitch."
The real question is, what does the fox say?
Squaw. Yeah, let's go from there. All right, here on Too Much Energon, we rate things on the Too Much Energon scale. It's a 3-tier system, ranging from bad, which is from bad to good. It's not enough Energon, to a sufficient amount of Energon, to too much Energon. Siege.
Cheers.
Issue 3. Comic, The Ascending. Beast Wars, The Ascending. What are you giving this bad boy?
Yes, the planet has no Energon.
The planet has no Energon.
Yeah, I'm going no
Energon. It's offensively bad.
Literally the only endearing things in this comic to me were the shots of Break with his little penguin fins.
Surely
on
that's
his
enough
hips
to get you two.
And Lyle Convoy saluting.
It's not offensively bad to me, or maybe I'm just jaded because
I'm going with not enough Energon.
I'm gonna mirror that. Not enough Energon. It's not like shockingly bad. Like I'm not offended and angry, but it's you had 2 issues left. What are you guys doing? You're wrangling hogs? I'm so not interested in 6 pages of wrestling Razor Beast to the ground. And a pep talk.
They call him Mr. Pig.
They call him Mr. Pig. And despite the fact that one of the enemies was flying, he managed to hold 2 of the Roid Ragers back while the rest could escape. Except the women, children, and injured. They stay behind.
Yeah, and Rose got to float on the door while Jack froze to death in the water.
Yeah. But don't worry, we'll send a ship back for them.
You know, I was reading recently that apparently James Cameron is so pissed off that people have been for like 25 years now. That movie came out 26 years ago now. It came out in 1997 was how many years ago? 26. Yeah, 26. The movie came out 26 years ago now. And apparently James Cameron is so pissed off that for the past like 2+ decades that people have been like, why didn't Jack just climb on the door with her? He's so pissed off about people like asking him that constantly that he's actually like commissioned a company to put that to the test, to prove that the both of them wouldn't have been able to like float on the door. He's basically like assembled his own Mythbusters team.
When you're so rich and so triggered, you assemble your own Mythbusters team.
You ever read interviews with James Cameron? Like he's made some great films in his career. I'm not a fan of Avatar, and I have no intention of seeing that second Avatar film. But he has made some great movies in his career. The dude is fucking arrogant. When you read interviews with him, he is extremely arrogant. Like you can tell he thinks he is like the greatest filmmaker in history.
Is he?
I mean,
some contenders.
I don't know if I would say the best, but I mean, he made Terminator 2, which is one of the best action films of all time.
Yeah. What we're saying is you can't ride those Terminator 2 coattails forever, Cameron.
Right? I mean, he made Piranha 3D, or the original Piranha 3D.
What?
Yeah, that was his first movie. He made The Terminator, which is a great movie. It's a very 80s. That movie, and this is something a lot of people, nobody seems to really talk about. That movie is very much a slasher film. When you watch,
Yes.
like when you watch it, it's very much framed like an 80s slasher film. Like even right down to the way the chases are shot and everything.
Yeah, I dig it.
Yeah, that movie.
But it's a completely different feel.
It's of its time, but it's still quite an entertaining film. He made Aliens, which
Aliens, right?
yeah, Aliens, Alien 2, which I don't like as much as a lot of people. I like that first Alien film, and that's pretty much
I like
it.
both for lots of different reasons. Alien, though, that's
I do like
pioneering.
I do like Michael Biehn, who was also in the Terminator, and he came back, reteamed with Cameron for Aliens. I do like him.
Yeah.
And then Cameron made The Abyss,
I
which
liked The Abyss.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid.
Apparently,
I thought it was really boring when I was a little kid.
when I was a kid, I watched it a bit, like, 12, 13, 14 or something, and I remember liking it more. But apparently shooting that like gave everyone PTSD, and like working with him was like the fucking worst.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, I've heard that he
A
was an
lot of
absolute
people
tyrant on
almost,
set
yeah.
during that movie in particular. And then he followed that up with Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which is legitimately like one of the greatest films of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did True Lies, which is a great movie. I've heard a lot of people argue that like a lot of elements about it haven't aged well, and
Probably not.
I'm not really going to get into
I haven't
that.
seen
But
it in a long time, but I assume that, yeah, probably not.
there's a lot of like there's some like underlying racism and misogyny in that film that probably haven't aged well. But again, I haven't seen it in like a decade at this point, so I can't comment. But I remember finding it funny when I was younger.
Yeah.
And then he did Titanic, which, whatever, it's Titanic. It was the biggest movie of all time for like over a decade.
Long ass time.
And then he did Avatar, which is Dances with Wolves in space.
Mm-hmm. With a very high CGI budget.
And now he's done Avatar: The Way of Water.
And then after Avatar, the Fire Nation attacks.
Yeah, and then after Avatar, the Friends with Fire, we have Avatar for Life, and we'll have
then 2 Av, 3 Tar.
and then Avatar 5 Eva.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just went on this big tangent talking about the James Cameron filmography. But anyway, James Cameron is very arrogant, and it comes across in interviews. And on that note, this was episode 109 of Too Much Energon. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/lasercomb, LAZORCOMB. We're at the single $5 Gary tier. You get bonus preamble audio of this and all the other shows we do. You get commentary tracks. You get our news and current events program, Lasercomb Tonight. You get the ability to pick a show for us to review a random episode of on our other podcast, the Lasercomb Podcast. So if you want to get in on that, go to patreon.com/lasercomb. Follow me on Twitter at Lasercomb, spelled the same way, or you can follow the show proper at Too Much Energon. Cal, you are at?
And I'm at NeoKal, NEO_KAL on Twitter.
We'll be back next week with episode 110, where, thank Primus himself, we will be finishing off Beast Wars: The Ascending. We'll be talking
Once
about
and for all.
We'll be talking about the 4th and final issue of Beast Wars: The Ascending. And until then, I have been Siege and Wesson 38 Special.
And I'm Cal of the Matrix variety. Now, if you take both pills at the same time, what happens? Like Morpheus has his hands out and you just go, ooh, piece of candy. And you take both. Are you fucked?
I think you would wake up in the real world in that like goo pod, but there would still be a digital copy of you in the Matrix.
That's the best answer I've ever heard for me asking that question. But there's still like you, and the you in the Matrix falls asleep for a second, but then wakes up and they're just like an NPC copy
Yeah.
of you.
And like they still have like your mind and like memories and everything like that.
They're
And
just a little
when
soulless.
and when you jack like when the human you jacks back into the Matrix and you encounter them, when they find out what happened, they actually turn evil and become your arch enemy and join the machines.
Oh shit.
What I just described is infinitely more interesting than any of the Matrix sequels.
I was just going to say, like, this is actually kind of a great like either like web comic or fan film.
Right, let's get out. Let's start typing up our fan fiction right here,
Right here, right now.
right now. Anyway,
Siege versus Siege.
anyway, yeah. Thanks for listening. We will pour. We will angle slam while we're pouring some chocolat sauce on our unicorn panda puffs next week.
Bye.